We didn't have to worry about we have to call this or that, so he did everything. My name is Arlindo Candido. I live in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
I'm Gail Candido.
From the lightning. I was sitting down here, and then the TV went off, the lights went off. So I said, let me go downstairs. I went downstairs to the circuit breaker box, and of course all the fuse stripped. And I came up here, and there was nothing. We didn't see anything over here besides the lights.
We seem okay, but it felt like an explosion when it hit, though.
Well, then I said, well, let me go upstairs. So I start going upstairs, and then when I get to the top of the stairs, I start smelling smoke. And I went through the opening in the closet to go to the attic. And then when I opened, I saw the smoke and the smell. So I said, oh, there is a fire there. So Gail called 911 and the firefighters, they came in right away. Yeah, the hole was, I don't know, maybe like 15, 18 inches or 20 inches diameter, yeah. It was a big hole. Oh, the damage was from the roof. There was the big hole there, all the way down to the basement.
The walls, the floors,
ceilings,
the ceilings.
Walls, floors, and everything. And then the house has to be painted, so it was from top to bottom. Everything is new.
These little light fixtures had water pouring out of them from what went on in the attic, and the firefighters putting water down it. And it was like a flood in here. It was like
the water came from the attic to the second floor to this floor and downstairs. The RestoreNow he came here. Yeah. So we didn't know Chris, or I don't even know RestoreNow, but he came here the same night that happens, and then
and offered to help them.
The director hired him to do the roof, and then next day come over and they talk, and then yes.
We had a choice.
Yeah, the director asked me.
We could have gone and looked for someone else, but we were very happy with Chris.
Yeah, do you want to keep Chris or look for somebody else? I said no. I think we're going to keep him. So I talked to him. I could see that he was a nice, friendly, and honest guy. The way he was talking, you could see that I didn't know RestoreNow before, but after I see and listen to him, yeah.
Yeah, and he worked for a reputable company. He'd been doing it for a long time. He had a lot of experience. You could just tell he knew what he was doing.
Next day, that's when Chris came over, and they have to replace the floors upstairs. They rebuilt the closet upstairs. They removed the walls, the ceiling. Half of the bedroom, they have to put new walls, new ceiling. So the floors upstairs. Down here, they get to the point and they replace the entire floor. They replaced the whole floor. Everyone was nice.
And
yeah.
They would come in and introduce themselves and
Yeah.
tell us what they were going to be doing, and just really communicated and were thoughtful.
They did everything. They, like, to do the ceiling, they put plastic from this corner all the way around to the other side, so all the dust stays in that area. So they're really careful.
Oh, they really were. And then whenever they were even walking through to do stuff, they'd put stuff on the floors that said to be tracking stuff in. They'd clean it up before they left. They were really thoughtful.
We didn't have to worry about we have to call this or that, so he did everything.
Oh yeah, and they've been doing it for a while, so they have dependable people that they know they can get to do things.
They put a lock box on the door. When we still at the hotel, they could come in anytime they want, but he always called me and say, okay, tomorrow the electrician is going to be there if you want to be there, or someone else is going to be there. And even after we moved in, he will call us the day before, saying, okay, tomorrow I have someone to go to do this. So we always knew someone was coming. Because the problem is the adjuster from the master policy, he came back 3 times. Yeah, he came back 3 times because they keep telling them this, and he said, nah, and so he came back and then finally agreed, and that was something else. So that's what it took longer, not for Chris to do the work, but to get the insurance to agree. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Thank God we had Chris to to do the hard
Oh,
work.
yeah. It would have been overwhelming without that.
It looks like nothing happens. We had a couple of people, they came in already, they said, well, I don't see anything, looks like new, looks like before, yeah, it is.
Very helpful, very professional, did a great job. Yeah, nice people to work with.
And one thing that I like, the only person from RestoreNow was, I think it was Chris that we dealt with, yeah. He's a honest, nice guy.
I would hire the RestoreNow in a heartbeat and recommend them to anybody.